without further ado, we'll get straight into it and we will take a look at the Roosters and the Raiders. I said it to you while we were watching the game last week. Ryan Hall doesn't play this week. We're right. Ikavalu, you can't drop a man that scored 5 tries. So there he is. Welcome back, Boyd Cordner as well. He's back in the lineup. Orbison dropping back to the bench. The Roosters have just got ridiculous depth. Morris back out on the wing as well. You got to look at the Roosters and think, even if they pick up a knock here and there, they're throwing someone that picks up 5 tries. What do you do to beat them?
Can you beat them? Current time, I don't know if you can. The fact that you have Ikavalu, well, you had Ryan Hall and Ikavalu last week, and poor Ryan. We really wanted that try. We really wanted that try. With that last play, that bloody forward pass, it's cost him a nudie run, I reckon. I don't think he's getting back this season. But yeah, no, Ikavalu in with Brett Morris back on the wing. Gordon back after a bit of a rest. And you're right, the scary part is Farmasili, who has played pretty well since coming back from loan with the Warriors, is back into the reserves with Ryan Hall, Isaac Liu, and Drew Hutchison. Yeah, that's some pretty damn good depth right there. To then go and you look at the Raiders, they have Rapana coming in for Simonson, which is, all right, no worries. That's an easy one. Havili, who really hasn't played hooker this year, gets the start with Tom Starling on the bench. But then you go to the bench and you see Kai O'Donnell, the second gamer, Ryan Sutton, not bad, and and your favourite bloke in Curtis Scott in the 17. I don't see this Raiders team beating them, mate. I'm going Roosters 13 plus. I think that's pretty easy money at the moment. What's the weakness that they have? Jake Friend gets hurt every other week, but we saw that Lockie Lamb, more than capable at dummy half. What do you do?
Yeah, that's a huge problem because, the Roosters can pretty much fill any gap. A centre goes down, you move Orbison out to centre and you put one of the Morrises out on the wing. A winger goes down, again, you can probably move one of the Morrises out there. Or even Manu. Tedesco goes down, you put Manu at fullback. A half goes, Lamb. They've literally somehow found a way to plug every single gap. It's rare that you see a team able to do that, and somehow the Roosters have the talent where it's almost like, okay, a player gets injured, here's another good one. Saw it with the Panthers last week. They throw Staines out on the wing. Danon said it in the round review. Like the talent pool players just chop in, chop out. Like it's something that just other teams just don't have, the liberty of doing, and that's what makes the Roosters such a dangerous team. That their talent isn't 1 to 17. Their talent is 1 to 25.
Yeah,
mental.
It's done scary, and it's just like when you have 3, probably 4 guys that can play fullback in Tedesco, the 2 Morris brothers, Manu. Like you said, Orbison has played basically everywhere except fullback throughout his career. Lockie Lamb, straight in if a half goes down, straight in if Jake Friend goes down. Collins, an out and out gun second rower. It's probably starting in some teams. And Tupanua, we saw last week just how good he is as kind of like that backup prop for JWH and Taukeiaho. You just can't beat them. And, I'm not trying to disparage the Raiders here, but they've just lost their starting winger and their international forward, or their international hooker, sorry. You compare that to the Roosters and Ryan Hall, who's the most prolific try scorer in Super League history.
He's the most prolific English try scorer at international level. Super League level's Danny Maguire.
But the point stands. One of the most prolific English of all time just got dropped for Ikavalu through no fault of his own. It's just Ikavalu had a dream game.
Yeah, I think if you played Hall on that wing, he got 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the ball didn't come left. I was willing that ball left all game long. It just didn't happen. But I mean, the Raiders. I mean, they've still got quality. This isn't us down and out in the Raiders, but it's just as the game gets into those really tough, slogging, basically when it gets into a bit of a slogfest and a wrestle. I mean, Takiaho, you saw it last week. The guy's massive, and he's still got footwork. Tupanua, the amount of mobility that he brings to a forward pack is just ridiculous. He's got a decent fend on him. Essentially, what the Raiders are hoping for here is that the Roosters have a stinker, and that they can basically sweep up on those errors. They did it against Melbourne, so they do have it. They have it in them. But is that Raiders side the same quality without Hodgson steering them around? You know, without some of their first choice lineup, basically. I mean, you look to the bench, like you mentioned, Starling, O'Donnell, Sutton, Scott. That's a problem. What do you do with Curtis Scott at this point? You're kind of throwing him in for the sake of having him in. It's like you've just finished uni. Like it's the equivalent. Curtis Scott is the equivalent of using a big word in an essay for the sake of using a big word. That's what he's become at this point. It's like, hey, look, I can use this. It doesn't serve a purpose, but I can use it.
It's basically throwing, and you'd have to argue with how he's playing. He's a reserve grader at the moment. It's putting your reserve grader in the grand final to make his debut with having to be the captain and goal kicking. Yeah, that's kind of, I think, the footy comparison right now, or having someone like Kalen Ponga, a la 2015, run out after 2 games for the Kangaroos. You just can't, and they did bring in they brought in a young Englishman this week on a 3-year deal, but he's still a ways away. So. Yeah.
That kid's never played first grade either. Harry Rushton, still in the academy, never played first grade Super League. So there's high praise. He's been highly touted, but he's some while off. He's a way off yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So you've already said you're going Roosters 13 plus. I'm happy to join you on that one. I see the Roosters run. I see the Roosters running this one. I see them winning both halves as well. So Roosters to win both halves or either half. And Roosters 13 plus for me.
Yeah, 13 plus is double money at $2 at the moment. If you went, not that I think that you can do the same game multi to win both halves, but if you were to go, just anything. Oh crikey! Hello, technical difficulties. Please hold. There we go. We're good. It's hard to even try and justify. I think that the Roosters are going 19 plus against the Raiders, and that's paying $287. So if you want some value, you've got a shout there on Sportsbet, $287 for Roosters 19 plus. But yeah, Roosters big win, 13 plus at $2. I think that's easy money.